Today, we become legends.
Some Smite abilities just hit different. This series has been about counting down the top 8 most satisfying abilities of each class to hit in a real game. This is my final main video of the series, but don't worry, I'll also be combining the 2 winners of the polls for each class on my community page into a final top 10 video, 2 abilities of each class that is voted by you guys, my community. So if you're excited for that one, definitely subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it. Check out nexus.gg/intersect with a 3 to get gems at no extra cost while also supporting the channel. But with that said, let's jump in with number 8 on the list. So taking the first spot for me, we have HACHIMAN's dash. For those that don't know, when you dash as HACHIMAN, you do damage in a line, but then swing your sword around you afterwards in a circle for a second hit. If the enemy is hit by both the line and the circle, they get stunned. Just something about using this dash very aggressively for the stun and pinpoint nailing the spacing to just connect the dash to make sure I get the follow-up stun. HACHIMAN's not my favourite character in the game, far from it actually, but his dash is genuinely one of the most fun ability designs among hunters in my opinion. Prepare to be serenaded because number 7 we have Apollo's Mez. So the sole reason this ability even made it onto the list was because of how instant it is. It feels like there's very little or literally no delay at all on pressing 2 and the Mez connecting with the enemy. Stopping channeled abilities like Thor's 3 or Anubis' 1 with this just really hits the spot for me. Sure, it's a 2-second Mez, which is also really great on its own, and it gives physical protections for some reason, so that's pretty awesome. But pretty much the only reason this ability is on the list is because it comes out so damn fast that it's really satisfying to interrupt channeled abilities with it. A personal favourite of mine takes the number 6 spot, and that's ULLR's Thrown Axe. I don't think I need to explain much here. ULLR's entire game plan is basically poke and look for an opportunity to land an axe on someone, since all his damage is guaranteed after an axe stun. All you have to do is fish for that one axe play and it will often land you a kill or at least major damage on the enemy. Also, just the fact that he throws an axe so hard it literally stuns the enemy on impact for long enough to connect 2 more abilities, ULLR must have been hitting the gym recently or something. It's a trap. I'm on it. That's right, Artemis's Trap is my number 5 pick. Now this one really isn't here for its normal use. Placing traps in undue locations and stuff like that is cool, but this is here specifically as a prediction or follow-up tool, like to her previous CC in her ball. I don't know what it is, but placing an Artemis trap directly under someone just to extend the CC they're already dealing with just feels great. Not to mention predicting enemy movement and placing a trap right where they're going to be in a few seconds. And of course, 3 seconds of standing still against an Artemis usually means you're dead unless it's very early in the game. It could be my bias towards Artemis as one of my more favourite hunters, but I just feel like traps are insanely satisfying to land. Coming in at number 4 we have ANHUR's Impale, as well as potentially his full pillar Impale combo. When I created the idea for this series, the idea was generally single abilities, but I've mentioned combos in passing before, and tons of you guys said Ganesh's ult +3 combo should have made the Guardian list. Either way though, Impale is an insanely satisfying ability to play with when you hit it into a wall, and of course, the legendary Pillar Impale combo, if it counts, is obviously deserving of a spot on this list. Breaking the top 3, Medusa's ultimate makes the list, specifically the statues mechanic. Not only does this ult do a ton of damage, stun, and have great flavour, but it can also turn enemies literally into stone when they die, creating real in-game statues with hitboxes. These hitboxes can of course body block players or abilities, but they can also interact with abilities in some other unique ways that I just find super interesting and satisfying. Of course, Medusa herself can bounce her 2 off of it for the extra range and to activate the cone without hitting an actual target. Huyi can bounce his ricochet arrows off of statues. If a man is killed by Medusa's ult while he's a giant, the statue created is also giant. This ability just feels right. Add on top of that the really cool interactions that exist within it, and I felt like it needed a spot on this list. Last spamming his way into the number 2 spot, we have RAMA and his ultimate snipes. Not only are RAMA snipes the most satisfying snipes in the game by far in my opinion, but hunters also just have less snipes in general, so finding a truly great one is even more special. I'm not really sure I need to justify RAMA snipes, to be completely honest. Everyone knows what they are and why they're here and has seen the hype of landing all 3 shots in a row. Since each consecutive hit gets smaller and smaller but has higher and higher damage, the risk and reward both go up with each shot, creating an intense experience for both the RAMA and his target to try and avoid his skyborne shots as best they can. And finally, the most satisfying hunter ability, perhaps the most satisfying ability in general, you all expected it, here it is, Huyi's triple bounces. Again, do I need to explain? Similar to RAMA, each bounce increases in damage, making a single bounce way weaker than a full triple bounce. This ability, on a 10-second cooldown, can hit for 1071 base damage and 273% physical power. That's absolutely nuts and more than most mage ultimates, but the stars really do have to align to get a proper triple bounce. You can practice all you want, know all the spots, but in the end, it's at least partially luck to get that elusive triple bounce, and the reward for hitting it is definitely fitting of such a Herculean effort. But with that said, that's the final class video for the series. Head over to the community page to vote for your favourite from this list for the final top 10 video, 2 gods from each class ranked by you. Don't forget to drop a like before you leave, and I will catch you guys in another one later on. Have a great day, and peace out, you nerds.